Warning: the following contains mature and immature content that may be considered inappropriate or offensive to some audiences. Everyone featured in this film spoke of their own free will, so blame the interlocutors, not the director. Now let's begin. It started as just a simple night with my girlfriend. Oh, that is the last time I talked to Bill O'Reilly, I'm telling you.
Oh, wow. What a silly guy. What a silly guy.
I know.
You're so funny.
Oh, thank you. I gotta keep my woman happy, you know?
Would you do a quest for me?
A quest?
Yes. I want you to find out what women want.
What women want?
What women want.
Oh, that'd be interesting. Hell, I'll make it into a movie. That'd be fun, wouldn't it?
I think so.
Oh, I love you.
I do too.
Kiss me, you fool. It's such an interesting concept to even try and figure out. What do women want? It's a very famous economic statement that want is an ever-growing monster that the blanket of need cannot cover. Does she specifically mean in a man? In food? Clothing? I'm going to assume that she means a man, though. But before I figure that out, I want to see exactly what a man finds attractive in a woman. To start out with this, I'm going to ask my friend Joey. What do you find most attractive in a woman?
Well, you see, it starts in the origins. It starts with that dude Charles Darwin. It started back then from that theory of selective breeding, where all of a sudden the males were very barbaric. They lived like cavemen. They had these things called fire, and they burned things. They were very dominating. They were brutal people, man. They killed people. They killed themselves. And then all of a sudden, just out of nowhere, we weren't barbarians anymore. We dress like hipsters. We wear clothes like this. We make money. We care about money. We are losers, man. And we sit at home and we look at very gay things on our computers. That is what I find attractive in a woman.
Wasn't even the question I asked, but thank you. Trent wasn't very helpful either.
Do you think mirrors have souls?
The souls of the people that died near them.
That's why I don't like mirrors, man. Does that count as a mirror? I don't like it.
Come on, look at it. What do you find most attractive in a woman?
Intelligence. And a nice rack. And my sister has to like them. But other than that, those are the three things. Intelligence and the rack. Those are a tie. But it definitely helps if little Hannah likes them.
And what do you think women want?
Well, women say that they want companionship and, like a best friend or whatever, and a great fucker all in one, but they don't. They want two dudes. They want like a bad boy that's like good in the sack, but treats them like shit. And then they want like the actual emotional support from somebody that doesn't get anything. So women want those two things. So I guess all women want to be lesbians is my point. Like, think about it. They could get that in a woman. Because women generally backstab each other. But think about it. How good of a pussy licker is a dude? Probably bad. How good of a pussy licker is a woman? Probably fucking fantastic. Because they know what they want. So women want women. They just don't know it.
Personally, what I find attractive in a woman is intelligence. Intelligence and some figure, I'd say. Doesn't have to be perfect, but something that I can adore.
And here is his friend. Yeah, no pressure, just honest words.
What I find attractive in a woman is someone that I can talk to, someone who understands what I'm saying when I talk to them, because a lot of the times, I mean, even with males, not even, just girls, but actual dudes, I feel a lot of the times when I talk to people, they have no clue what I'm saying, and so it would have to be someone that understood me. They have to be attractive. I know that's kind of a dick thing to say, but I mean, it's important. I need to be attracted to them. I also like someone with a good personality and someone who laughs a lot. That's about it, really. I mean,
That makes
what
sense.
I like.
Thank you. Well, that's enough about men. It's time to focus on what's important, especially to this quest in this documentary. What do women want? I find that it's probably a better idea to stay in my general peer group, where adolescenthood moves to adulthood. I thought that the best place to do that would be here. What do women want?
A guy that would make us laugh, a companion, a best friend, and someone who will just do anything for us.
That makes sense.
That's pretty much it.
What do women want?
Women? Women as in females? As in girls? They want men. But some of them want girls. No one ever knows what they really want until they do it. They do it. They get it on. Get it on.
Thank you. Would you guys like to help me out with something? I'm filming a documentary.
Of course, senor.
What do women want?
Pop-Tarts? They want men to make them sandwiches. Women are tired of always having to make the sandwiches around the house.
I like sandwiches.
What do you think women want?
Oh, jeez.
That's a good answer, actually. Generally what I've heard, that is the best answer.
I don't know. I don't really know.
Over the last week, I have been talking to different men and women, asking their opinions on women themselves. And the only constant that I've heard was from two young ladies who said that they wanted food. Not exactly what I expected. I'm gonna need to look some more. Well, it appears as though our quest has taken us somewhere that many people watching this right now might be afraid of. Books. You see, with all of the different answers that I have received, it reminds me greatly of a story that we read in English called The Wife of Bath's Tale. A story from the 1300s where a woman known as the Wife of Bath tells her own tale about what women want. And for that, I feel like the best person to talk to would be the teacher at the school who discusses that story in her own classroom, Miss Bodie. Let's go to her.
Alright, so in Canterbury Tales, Chaucer wrote The Wife of Bath's Tale. She's the strongest female character in the piece. And she crafts a tale where a knight who rapes a young maiden is set out on a quest where he has to find what women want. What do women most desire? And he gets dozens of answers ranging from funny to serious. And finally, a disguised enchantress tells him that all women really want mastery over their husbands, control over the men in their lives. And at the close of the tale, he does give her control when she says, I'll either be ugly and faithful or I'll be beautiful and unfaithful. And he says, you choose. You have to make the choice. And she says, well, you learned. You gave me the mastery and therefore I'll be beautiful and faithful. And so that is apparently, according to the Wife of Bath, Chaucer's character, what all women want.
Well, that makes sense. Let's see if anybody else agrees. I'm doing a documentary about what women want, and a story once said that what they really want is purely just control over their husbands or the men in their lives. What do you guys think about that?
I don't think that's true at all. I think they just want someone that can treat them right. I believe that all people want power, so as much as women do, they want to be controlled, they want to wear the pants of the family. So women do want as much power as men also.
Well, I'm pretty power hungry, but it's not over men necessarily, just over things in general. Like I want it to go my way, but that seems to be the case for a lot of women, but not all. I don't think it's men focused though, I guess. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah.
So I was saying, I disagree that women want complete control over their husbands. I know I personally don't, because I don't. Yeah, I don't want to feel like I'm like running my husband over. I want him to have like a little bit of control. But women in general, I feel, want control over something, not necessarily their husbands, and some type of power in any type of relationship or in society in general. That's just how I feel.
Kind of a little bit equal. Though.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
I'm just saying.
They can have control over some stuff, but then women can have control over like other stuff.
Yeah, I think it would be like boring if women had control over their husbands. Like, wouldn't you get bored and like move on or start cheating or like have multiple husbands? Like, I think it would be stupid. So, yeah, women think they want power, but they don't really.
I want some power though.
Yeah, they don't want the ultimate power. They think they want it, but then once they have it, they're just like, what the fuck do I do with it now? I think.
Well, this is pretty much the best of what I've heard concerning what women want, and also a little bit about what men want in women, because that relates. It's important. However, I feel like my own conclusion sums up all of these and is more accurate. But first, let's finish Miss Bodie's interview. Well, what do you think women want? Honestly.
I think, like all human beings, women want to be happy. And I think in our society that does entail women wanting equals rights. Women still make less than men. In teachers, actually, the reason teachers' unions formed in the United States is because women were paid less than half of what male teachers were, because it was seen as inappropriate to give them as much money, because it should be their husband's job to provide for the family. So they needed to work for a pittance and yet do the same job. And most of the teachers were female, so school districts didn't have to shell out. And so I think that women just want to be happy, like men. I think it's sort of the universal human desire. And I think that can be different based on the gender, but for the most part it's different based on the individual, and it's kind of sexist to think like all women want this, all men want that. But I think a lot of women in modern times, they want to be able to balance family and work, because you can't just stay home and raise your kids without people giving you crap for it anymore. That was inappropriate. I shouldn't say that word. You can't just, women feel like they can't be a homemaker without making excuses for themselves anymore. It's like you have to justify yourself if you just want that. It's like looked down on not to work. And I've had a lot of friends who've left teaching to raise their kids for a few years, and people have given them a lot of flack for it, which I was surprised by. So I think people just want to be happy.
Sounds good.
Huh, thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So, I've come up with my own conclusion, and though it is fairly different than other people's answers, I think that it gets everyone's pretty much. And it is this. Women, like men, all have different desires and wants in order to be happy. And to try and put them all into one category is sexist and shameful. Thank you for your time, and good night.